Hi folks, this is homework number 2, problem number 2, and you're asked to create this model using the Boolean operation, and you're asked to do it with 4 cylindrical objects. So what I'm going to do is I'll create 5 objects. In the part body, I have the basically the part that doesn't have any cylindrical or the surfaces on it, that middle part. And then I do 2 cylinders, one for example, over here, and another one for the inside, where I'm going to be doing removing operation later on, and another cylinder here at this end, at the right end, and one inside of it, which is going to be used for removing or creating the hole. First of all, these dimensions are in millimeters, and therefore I already have my unit set to that. But I'm going to close this thing, start with the part file, and call this thing homework 2 Boolean. This is problem 2. Problem 2. All right, immediately save this thing. So file, save management, save as. So that's going to be, I'll give it this name, homework 2, problem 2. Okay. All right. So on that vertical plane, I will sketch. First of all, something that looks like an L. You'll see where I'm going with this thing. So basically, I'm doing this piece, the L on the left side. You can see that. Let me dimension these based on the drawings. These dimensions, or this is 68. 68. This is 28. This height is 32. Okay. And that height is that width is 18. And okay, so what you see here is actually this piece. Okay. Exit, and I'm going to pad it. I'm going to pad this thing. Just to make my job easier, I'm going to make it a symmetric pad. So the width is uh, uh, 68. So I'm going to pad this thing. Sorry, 65, not 68. 65, so divided by 2, it's going to be 30, 2.5. And how I know it's 65? Look at the diameter of this big hole here. Or not big, the diameter of the cylinder on the left side. The big cylinder is just 65. And these surfaces are tangent to it. At least that's what you're told in the description of the problem. So I know that this is 65. This is 65. Now the rest of the thing on that top face, I will sketch. Okay, so that this piece, namely something like that. Clean it up in a minute. So I want this to be coincident with that edge, that control, that edge, make it coincident. Okay, and that width is 30. This is 30. It's on the drawing. And that length is from here all the way to that end is 140. Okay, so let's make a dimension from here all the way to there is 140. All right, exit. Okay, and then we can pat this thing down. That's one way to do it. Pat it down the other direction and up to a plane. And for the plane, I select the bottom of that, and there we go. So what you see there is actually the piece that you see on the left drawing. Let me save everything. Now, I'm going to create, this is in the part body. This thing is in the part body, okay? Then I'm going to create 4 bodies, 2 for the cylinders on the right side and 2 for the cylinders on the left side. So let me actually do the following. I'm going to make insert body. This is body number 2. Now I can rename these things, and in fact, I'm going to do that for my own benefit. Right click properties. I'm going to call this thing, instead of body 2, I will say, let's see now. I'll call this thing the right side, and this one the left side. So say big cylinder, right side, big cylinder, right side. Say okay. And let's actually make it. So on that vertical plane, I will sketch a cylinder or a circle actually. Let me draw a circle here. The the diameter of that is diameter is 60. So let's give this thing diameter 60. 60. Okay. Exit. And why don't we pad it? The pad is 50 millimeters. So let me actually make this thing, now let me make it 25 in each direction. So we do a pad, mirror extent, 25 in each direction. There we are. So that's going to go over here. And then I'm going to insert another body. And that's this other body that I'm going to do is I'm going to call it small cylinder right side. So insert another body. I'm going to call this thing right click properties. I'm going to call it small cylinder right side. Okay. All right. And let's make it. So on that vertical plane, I will sketch another small cylinder, small circle, and the diameter of that based on the drawing is 25. So this is the drawing, diameter 25. Okay. Exit and pad it by the same amount, symmetrically 25 inch, 25 millimeter. Yep. There we go. Eventually, this is going to be removed from that other guy. Now I do 2 more on this side. So I'll insert another body, and I'm going to call this thing big cylinder, left side. Say okay. Let's make it. So for example, on that horizontal plane, yeah, I will sketch. Okay, so where are we here? I'll sketch a circle. The diameter of it in this drawing says 65. 65. Okay, exit. And the height of it is actually, looks like it's 48. So divided by 2, that's going to be 24. So height of it is, if I do mirror extent, 24 in each directions. Good. And finally, insert a new body, and I'm going to call this thing a big, small cylinder on the left side, right? Left side. We say okay. Yeah, left side. Say okay. And on that same horizontal plane, when I say yeah, horizontal plane, obviously it is XY. Same thing, XY. You can select it from the G, you can select it from here, sketch, and there we are. Circle, and the diameter of that is 20. Diameter of that is 20. We say okay, exit, and pad it by 24 inches. Okay, good. So let's save everything. uh, click on this. All right. So now we have to put these in the right spot. So I'm going to put this thing in the right spot here. And there are different ways of doing it. One possibility is to create a point there. For example, either a point exactly in the middle of that or on the edge. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to make a point. I'm going to make a point. Let me go ahead and make this thing in the on the part body on the part body. So let me go to the part body, right click, work, define in work object. So I'm going to create a point exactly halfway between this and that. So a point, and I'm going to say between this point and that point, and I'm going to middle point. So it's going to be right there. You can see that. And I do another one over here. You'll see why I do this thing later. For example, a point between this point and that point, exactly halfway, and we have it right there. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to bring this guy and put it right next to that. And what I mean, the axis of this cylinder, I want it to be coincident with this point. So notice that we have constraints in the constraints toolbar. So when I select, for example, this point, control that, and let's see, we go and make it coincident. You just pushed it there. You can see that. Okay. Now, I'll leave this thing the way it is right now. Let's not worry about it. So I want to add these two, actually. I want to add these two. So I'm going to assemble. See, here's a Boolean operation. Here's a Boolean operation uh, uh, toolbar. You can either do add or you can do assemble. It doesn't matter. So I'll do add. Add this piece to the part body. And we say, okay, notice that what it did, it actually added these two up. Okay, now I'm going to bring this and put it on that. Okay, or yeah, I'm going to bring this guy and exactly the same thing, make sure that it is its axis sits on that. So let's do another one. Constraints, select this point, control that cylinder, and once again you click on this icon which says constraint define a dialog box. Coincident goes there. Okay, and now I'm going to do a subtract of this part body from that cylinder. So let's do a subtract, remove, subtract, remove this guy from the part body, and there we are. See this? Good. We repeat this thing with the other fellow. So let's do this. Select this point, control that surface or that object, and we do a coincident. Okay. I can add this part body to that cylinder. So add this guy to the part body. The part body is whatever I did so far. There, you can see that it created all the necessary line. And then I move this thing over there and then subtract or remove. So another constraint is select this point, control that, and you make it coincident. Okay. And finally, remove. So we do a remove this cylinder from the part body. What happens is that selects the next one. I mean, obviously this was the last piece. You can see that. And then there's nothing underneath it, subtracted from the next guy. But the next guy, because there's nothing on it, it goes up and it's going to be part body. There we are. So what you see here is what you see there. And we did it with a Boolean operation, basically for 5 parts. All right, that takes care of it. Please note that there are a zillion ways of doing any of these problems. This happens to be just one of them. All right, good luck.